I ask that wisdom and revelation be released in Yeshua's name, Father. I bind every hindering spirit and everything that will come, Father, to destroy what is life. Life is you. You are the one who gives breath of life, Father. Give us wisdom and revelation and understanding. So be it. What we're going to talk about today in this Bible study is the reality of the world we live in. See, a lot of people don't even have an understanding because we've been lied to all our lives from the beginning. From the time we started school, it's been a lie. Everything that they teach mostly is lies. And they twist it. And when I say they, I'm going to say it like this way. I'm going to say the powers that be, right? Because you got a lot of people say, well, it's the white folks, it's this folks. But let me tell you something. The things that control the earth are way beyond your imagination, way beyond what you think or what you feel, and we don't know because we've been in a fallen nature for so long. We're raised like sheep or cattle, being programmed. We go to school, I don't know how many years that is. How many years did you have to attend school from kindergarten to 12th grade? What's that, 12 some years? Or is it more? You go to school all that time, and you go to school with all that stuff, and there's nothing you can do with it because they say now you got to further your education. More and more education. And what is it doing? It has you begging and pleading. Nobody is taught to think out the box. They're taught to think inside the box, inside the system to be programmed. And it's not just the schooling system. It's in the music, it's in the television, and all it's doing is creating the reality of the world you live in. See, the world you live in has nothing to do with God. Let me say it again, and this might be a shocker to everybody. The world that you live in has nothing to do with God. You create the reality of the world you live in by what you believe, by what you think. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And you become whatever you think. If you're thinking about being a robber, that's what you're going to become. If you're thinking about being this, that's what you're going to become. You have to think it. And it's about the things that you believe, what you trust, what you love, and what you obey brings into the reality of the world you live in. And we're saying God and the devil. Let me tell you, yes, there's a true creator and there's a true devil. But most of the situations we are in is because of the reality of the things that we believe, the things that we trust, the things that we love. And it's plain to see that the creator created the world regardless of what they say. Ain't no such thing as evolution. No such thing. We were created. We were made. The whole system of the world, if you just look at the world without our contamination, without our evil in this world, there would be a lot less trouble. Do you know there's enough food to feed every hungry person in the world? But it's not going to happen that way. Do you know it shouldn't be no sickness or disease? Most of the diseases have patterns to it, which means they were created. So the world we live in and the reality of it comes from us. It really does. But we're going to get into the scripture here. 2 Corinthians 4:18. Read that for me, please.
While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
See, we're taught to look at these things, these physical things, right? See, the eternal things, which are real, which we have been taught against, we've been taught against the eternal. We've been taught to just chase out the things that are seen. See, if you're living by your common sense, people love to say that, your common sense has been contaminated. It's been programmed. So how is it any good? Science, most of all science is lies. And don't nobody want to hear that. This thing that they believe, talking about gravity, all of a sudden he was sitting up under a tree So Isaac Newton, an apple hit him, and he figured out it was this force called gravity, this invisible force. No such thing. You cannot fly high enough where you can go up and you'll float and become weightless. There are things that are called density, objects. It's just like this book right here. This book weighs something. If I take this book and I take this pen and I drop them, the book gonna hit first because guess what? It's heavier than the pen. That ain't got nothing to do with gravity. We've been lied to. We've been fooled. We've been fooled by our own eyes. We've been told that the earth is this big old round ball floating in outer space. And we're insignificant. But we are the center of the universe. We are. Right here on this planet, on this plane that we live on. We're the center of it. The stars revolve around us. We don't go spinning around the stars. And they know that. They tell us that the sun is 93 million miles away and Mars is the close. Now, if the sun was big as they said was, how could anything not burn up? And the explanation for these things. See, all these things are taught to you to alter the reality of the world you live in. You living in a fixed world. If you don't believe me, the Tuskegee fighters, black men who fought for this country, who they put syphilis in and watched for 40 years to watch what happened to them. So if you believe anything that you're being taught, you've been fooled, you've been bamboozled, you've been all that. And the number one thing they teach you that the Bible is written by white people, authored by white people. They tell you all the people, and I'm not racist. I'm not against any race, any color, any religion. I'm telling you that the people of the Middle East were men of color. They were not some pale men running around. Egypt, which is in Africa, these were men of color. Everything about us we've been lied to about. The people in the Bible, Isaiah was a man of color, Enoch was a man of color, and Noah was an albino. If you know the truth about the scriptures. See, the problem is that we create this reality of the world we live in, what we like. I'm tough, I'm real. We come up with our own laws, our own ways, and we wonder, where is the Creator? The Creator ain't in your laws. He ain't in your ways. No. His ways are high and far above you. He is righteous. He is holy. He is love. He is not hate. The only thing the Creator hates is evil and wickedness. And people embrace evil and wickedness and they wonder why things are happening. If you're out there robbing, stealing, and killing, why would you be looking for somebody else to come to you talking about some good when you're doing evil? Oh, here goes something the world say, karma. What goes around comes around. History repeats itself. Let me tell you the truth about it. The scripture says, whatever a man sow, that also he shall reap. So that means whatever you're pushing out, whatever you're giving out, is what you're going to receive in your world. So if you're pushing out lies, why should you look for truth in your world? Because that's not what you're pushing out. If you're pushing out selfishness, why should you look for someone to help you? See, this is the reality of the world that you live in. You make it. You frame it together. You were created in the image and likeness of the Almighty Creator. I ain't talking about your flesh. I ain't talking about because you're beautiful. I ain't talking about because of the things you have. I'm talking about your spirit. You were created as a speaking spirit with authority and power. You want to know what got us in trouble? The first man decided to be disobedient. And he let a dark ruler into this world. Satan. And all of the fallen angels. You want your world to change. And you want the Almighty to be in your world and to be with you. What you got to do is change the reality of your world. What are you believing? What are you speaking? Do you know you increase by association or you decrease by association, look at the people you hang around and that you keep the company. Look at what y'all talk about. What are y'all dwelling on? And you'll find out most of it ain't no good. Most of it ain't no but gospel. What new show it is. People gonna get mad at me because they talk about BET, Black Entertainment Television, right? I say it's brain-eating television. Because what is it showing? What is it doing? Every show that comes on to deal with black people show us as that everything we have to do it by criminalized. We got to steal, we got to sell dope, we got to be a killer to make it. And that's not truth. That's not how we have become successful. We forget about Black Wall Street. They were no criminals. They had their own hospitals, their own churches, their own banks. And they were bombed and fire was put on, shot down, and destroyed. See, but that's not being taught in history and black history. Only thing we hear about black history, we were slaves. Let me tell you something. We invented mathematics. Most of all the inventions, they stole them and took precedent over them. See, the biggest problem with a black man is that he don't understand the reality of the world he lives. He lets somebody else dictate his life. That's a black man, that's a black woman. That's even any color, any race, right? Look at them. Who's new? Biggest show that was going on was American Idol. So it shows you. And if you know what an idol is, you will stop having one. The only thing I have that I worship and know is worth worshiping above everything is Yahweh Elohim. And he made himself known in flesh, as we call him Jesus. And a lot of people say, well, you know, that was just made up because there wasn't no J's. Well, I got shot 7 times point blank range. And that name changed everything for my life, changed the reality of the world I live in. I was in a wheelchair. I got rolled into a church messed up, not faking, not joking, messed up for real. The doctor said I wasn't going to remember nothing, said I wasn't going to be able to use my hands no more, said I wasn't going to be able to walk no more. But a white man, the one thing I did not like, couldn't stand, laid hands on me in Jesus' name, and that's how I got out of the wheelchair. And that's what made me go to seeking after the Most High and seeking truth. You know, it says, you know, when I was a child, I thought I was a child. Now that I'm a man, I put childish things away. Fables and fairy tales. I'm telling you, most of the holidays that you serve has nothing to do with the Jesus that you call on. It's booked and put in paganism. And you wonder why your world is like it is. So you want your world to change? Base your world off of what the Creator says to you, what the Creator teaches you, what the Creator shows you as an individual. You're an individual. You're a wonderful and marvelous made. He didn't make you to be like Michael Jackson. He didn't make you to be like Michael Jordan. He didn't make you to be like none of these people. He made you to be an individual. And if you think it's anything in being any of those things, well, you'd have lost your individuality. That means something in the world gives you predicate to what you think you are. See, it matters not what the world says they think of me. It matters to what does the Most High say about me. What has the Most High created me for? What has He put me in this existence for? See, that's what you need to seek out and find. And when you find that, your world will change. You'll find out most people don't want change. Most people are caught up in the matrix of this system, and they love it. Whether they're at the bottom or the top, they love it. They're motivated by fear, and they're motivated by greed. You don't want to be like that. So I don't know why people think, about bad things. Bad things happen. But you can increase the bad things, or you can slow them down and make them a few. See, the enemy of mankind is not going to stop until he's wiped away, until the Most High destroys him and all the fallen angels and all the false gods that people worship. And he's not going to force you to worship him. No, he's not like that. You have a free will. You have a choice. So you choose. You choose today how your world is supposed to be. You do. He knows how it's supposed to be, but you got to make the choice to make it be that way. He's not going to stop you. If you decide to go rob a bank, he ain't going to stand in your way. He's going to let you go rob that bank. You're going to have to deal with the consequences and circumstances that come with that. I don't know why people thinking that. No, this is not a just system. So stay out of it. Do everything that you can to stay out the system because it's not just. And they can say what they want to say. For black men in this country have to have faith for real. Because number one, you got one thing that's against you when you're born. Number one, you're black. Number two, you're a man. And they're going to try to bend you, break you in any way that they can. And the only way you're going to learn how to be a real true man is that you are going to have the Most High as your head. Because without the Most High, you're not a man. Because you got a penis in between your legs don't make you a man. Animals can reproduce. What makes you a man is that you take responsibility, that you know what you were created for, and that's what you stand and that's what you do. Same thing with a woman. No difference. See, now I can remember. I ran the streets. I did a whole lot of things that I wasn't supposed to do. But the one thing that I did have and still, and I understand, is that I had some morals. Some places and some things I wouldn't do. Now these young folks have no more. They'll cuss a grown person out. They'll shoot and kill you. With no respect, no more. And we wonder why the world is like this. Because of the reality. All they see is violence. Every show is violent. Every show. The number one show that black people watch has got to do with selling drugs and destroying their people and being killers. And that's the only way they see that they can make it. And that's what they believe. And that's what the rappers portray. And that's what these movie stars portray. And you make them rich. You do. And you wonder what is happening in your world. You want to change it? Get on your knees for real. Pray for real. Stay away from that television. Stay away from this corrupt music that's teaching corruption. I bet you every person they know, every rap song, they got. I'm talking about for real. But ask them anything that has to do with real knowledge. And I ain't gonna just say the Bible. There are other things out there that tells truth too. Ask them. Do they have any knowledge? Most of the people can't even comprehend. They can't even read. I never thought that. We still got a society that can't read, can't comprehend, won't research, won't look up nothing. They only believe what they are told by the stuff they sit in front of and the stuff they listen to. They don't seek out. So I learned this truth by seeking. And it took me a many places. And it has changed the reality of my world. I realized my world was messed up because I made it messed up. Because of the choices that I did. It wasn't God and it wasn't the devil. It was my choices to do evil and to do wrong. And if anybody tell you that ain't affecting them, they lying. Oh, you know, it's the white man's fault. Nah, white man doing what he doing. You need to get up and be responsible. You need to be brave and secure in the Most High. You need to be a light in a dark world. This is what you need to do to be free. That's the only way only thing gonna change. It's gonna change for you. Michael Jackson said it best. If you want to make a change in the world, first you got to make a change in who? The man in the mirror. The person that's with you every day. You want to change something? Preach to him. Get him to do it right. Get him to stop lying. Get him to stop being underhanded and sneaky and trying to destroy and trying to kill. Do that. And you'll see. I'm telling you, that's how you get the blessings. See, you're either going to have the blessings or you're going to be cursed. And there's no in between. Yes, Satan gives you stuff, but it comes with a price. But the Most High give you things. Only price that comes with him is admiration, worshiping him. Giving it all to him because he's the one who gave it to you. And that's what he wants you to have. And I pray that for everybody. I pray that everybody get an understanding and be not deceived and destroyed by this system of the beast that's overtaking the world. While they playing, the mark of the beast is more closer than what you think. And they got it in order. They don't care nothing about your religion. They don't care about how much you go to church. When they decide, they can decide tomorrow that your paper money ain't no good and they got some new money. What you gonna do? You gonna move on with the system. You better learn now how to believe. Why I call it it's easy. It is easy to believe. Believe him. Trust him. Put him first. I'm talking about the Most High. Learn of him. Learn of his ways. Seek him out. About all areas in your life. Spirit, soul, body, socially, and financially. He'll help you. He'll be the light in the dark. He'll keep you in a situation where you couldn't be kept. And you'll know that it's him. And this is my prayer for people. To wake up from darkness, wake up from evil. Wake up from the influence of what this system is doing to you. See, he says this. He said, you know what, if you love the world, right, you can't love him. The love of the world is empty to the Most High Creator. Because you want to love him who what? Created the world. Not the world, but the one who created the world. I'd rather know the person who created the star, the moon, the heaven, the angels, and everything that you see than be famous. Because knowing him is the greatest thing in the world. Knowing a rap song ain't going to help you. Knowing scripture is not going to help you until you start doing it. And most of these people who come from so-called street organizations don't follow the laws of them street organizations. They don't tell them to do them things. They just decide to do them things. It ain't gangster to run around and kill and hold your neighborhood hostage. That ain't gangster. A real gangster gonna take care of his community and make sure his community, his family, and everybody around him is safe against evil. Now that's gangster. The rest of this stuff is just flat-foot evil and twisted and selfish and greedy and people full of lasciviousness and lust, uncontrollable. And they blame other people. They look around at other people, the real haters, look at and scheme up on who they can rob, who they can steal from, who they can kill. I'm telling you, the only person that does that and is in league with that is Satan. He steals, he kills, and he destroys. If you're a part of that system, that's what you are a part of. You're a part of Satan's system. See, the I am, who talked to Moses, I am that I am, right? The I am has come to give you life and life more abundant. See, ain't no life in sin. The only thing in sin is death. What you're supposed to do is repent of sin. The Creator don't argue with repentance. You know, most people don't think they got to repent. Most people don't think there's a Creator. Most people think they're just going to die and it's over with. Well, I hate to tell them, I died on the operating table. And what I seen of that abyss is no plan. And when the folks revived me, I was looking for somebody that could pray. Looking for somebody that knew light. Looking for somebody that knew salvation. See, there's salvation in the Most High. And he wants you to have it. He give it to you. But you got to receive it. And once you receive it, you got to keep it. By becoming obedient. You know what obedient is? Trusting him in all matters. Seeking him in all things. Before you react. Before you do anything. And I pray that this touches somebody's heart. In Yeshua's name. Shalom.